Hey everyone, it is time for us to get started. So, as we're looking here, I'm going to go and share with my other group, but I want to go ahead and for those of you that are here, you're listening live and you're ready for the information, I just want to bring up a little topic for you. So, you have a big dream, maybe you're really passionate about something that you absolutely love. And it's possible you've been an entrepreneur for a while. You've been an entrepreneur and your business has been based around a skill set or something that you've been trained in and you feel like you're kind of obligated to stick to it, but there's something deep down inside that's telling you that you want to do something different. We're going to talk about how do you transition from that skill-based business. All of your businesses need skills, but you want it to be skillful and passionate. How do you make that transition as a family-centered woman entrepreneur? I'm going to share this right now so that I can make sure some other people can see this message. And we're going to get right into the topic. If anything that I say today resonates with you, make sure that you like, share, let me know, comment below, say hello, because I want to make sure that we are on topic. One of the reasons that I'm having this conversation is because this is what I've seen come up in my business. So let me go back. Let me introduce myself for those of you that are new to me. I'm Shayla Boyd-Gill, the Family, Freedom, and Affluence Mentor. I'm here to serve family-centered women entrepreneurs that are ready to play bigger in their businesses. You're ready to do more, have more time for yourself, increase your revenue, and actually live your whole life doing what you love. So let's get into this, okay? I have some notes over here. And here's what I noticed. The majority of the women that have come to work with me have already have existing businesses, especially if they're in my group programs. They've had existing businesses. They make money in their business, but it's typically something they've been doing since they became an entrepreneur. They decided to leave a 9-to-5 to become an entrepreneur, or they've worked a 9-to-5 still, and they built out a business. But most of their businesses were based on a skill set that they had, meaning they either were doing it in the career that they had already, or it was something that was a strength for them. And they found that a lot of them would move in that direction for their business because it was the easiest thing to do, right? And so if this is you, you may have gone to school and gotten a degree as something. Maybe it's a lawyer, or maybe you got a degree in some other thing. And then you decided after working for someone that you wanted to build out your own version of it in a business. It felt amazing then. But you may be at a place now where it no longer feels amazing. And let's talk about some of those reasons. Maybe you're spending too much time doing the work that you do for your clients, your customers, your organizations you may be working for. Maybe they are literally sucking the time that you thought that you would have to yourself as an entrepreneur. We know that entrepreneurial myth that you save time, that you'll have more time to do more of the things you love. Does that really work? We don't know, but maybe that's your truth. You thought you were going to have more time, but you're finding that it's not true. Maybe you're absolutely bored with the topic, meaning it's been a skill set. It's something that you do so well that you're used to, but you're no longer excited or passionate about what you're doing. Now you're literally just doing it for the money. Does that feel good to you? Maybe it's a case where you're just literally feeling like you've done everything that you can. There's no growth potential. You feel stagnant in this because you know that you have a desire for something bigger. If you can resonate with that, or if you can relate to it, then this may be an indicator that it's time to move to that thing that you really desire doing. And this is also the scary place for people because it may be, I've built this business this way. It's done well. However, I'm not sure that I'm ready to do something different. Or the case comes in of, what if I fail? What if this piece doesn't do well? All of the what ifs are going to happen, but are you willing to take action to go after what you desire? Today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that and not scare yourself too much in that process. But let me give you a little insight about what my story was and why I actually resonate with this, because I too built a business. I built a thriving business in the early 2000s. It was a 6-figure business. It was based off of a skill set that I had. I was a childbirth educator, meaning I went and got training to be a childbirth educator and a doula. all based on the indication of I had great birthing experiences. I had the knowledge. I studied. I worked with the midwives and they taught me things. And so I had knowledge that I was able to use, and I was passionate about it at that time. But what I found is over the years, I was, as I indicated in the top of this video, I was tired. I was no longer enthusiastic. I was actually exhausted. It was impacting my lifestyle because I had so many children and I needed to figure out how to free myself up. And I felt guilty because I built relationships. I had families that were referring people to me. It was an easy business. I didn't have to market myself. People just continued to send people to me because I was good at what I did. But the passion in my heart was no longer there. And I had to figure out a way out. I was not willing to stick in it just for the good money that was there. It was amazing money. I made lots of money, but I wasn't willing to stick around just because it made the money. I had options. I could build team. I could bring a team on and get people to run it for me, and I could just manage it. But there was still something more that I wanted. And I needed to honor that. So I want to teach you today to do the same. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is don't go and drop your business that you already have. Just like people say, don't go and just quit your job. Don't go and just drop that business while you're trying to build this new business. There are reasons that we tell people that if you need cash flow, think of this old business that you currently have as an investor in your new passionate business. So make sure your cash flow is good. If you already have money stored away and you can afford to do that, so be it. But for other people, don't go and just throw it all away. Continue to do what you're doing. If you have to take fewer clients so that you have time to build the new piece, you can do that, but be very strategic about what that looks like. Let me get my other notes over here. So you want to be strategic about what that looks like and keep your current client base. Don't throw it away, okay? You want to focus on building out what this new passionate idea is. When you're looking at who is it that you're going to be serving new, just like you did for the first business. Who are you going to be serving? What is it you're going to provide for them? What's going to be the solution that they need? And why is it that you're the one that should be delivering this? Make sure that that passionate idea is a profitable idea, not just an idea that feels good to you, but you want to make sure it's profitable. And it's something that you can build out yourself, or you can get the support of someone to help you to build it out. But make sure you have some kind of idea of what you want to do. You don't need a physical business plan, but you need to know what you want to do. If it's something that's marketable, and if it's something that's profitable. Also, do you already have an audience that can use this thing that you want to now provide? Meaning, is your passionate idea so far fetched that it doesn't include the audience that you currently have? Do you need to build a brand new audience? This is something you have to consider. So for me, with a birthing audience I was providing doula services and references for childcare products. They weren't necessarily my audience that needed business coaching. But what I did do is let them know these services will no longer be available up to this date. And here's where I'm going. Be willing to tell the story to your current audience of what your new transition is. You never know who may be on your current list that may follow you to the next iteration of your entrepreneurship. And so I shared that with my list. I had lots of people on the list. And I just shared, we're going to be moving. I'm going to get ready to do this thing. If you want to be there for me as I build it out, you can sign up here. So I literally got them off of one list onto a new list so I could have a clean list to market to. It didn't make sense to go to the birthing list and say, are you ready to build your business? There were people there, though. There were moms there. There were moms staying home. There were moms that didn't want to go back to work. There were moms that were saying, I want something different. So I had some people there. I had people I could make my offer to. So you want to explore that for yourself. Also, you want to look at determining your offering and your pricing. What does it need to look like? If you have no idea for the new place that you're moving in your new iteration of your business, this again is a place where you get support. I think people waste a lot of time researching on Google. Yes, free information is everywhere, but if you have to spend days combing through websites trying to figure out pricing and how to make an offer, and you could have done that in a week or two working with someone and already be up and running, it makes more sense for me, especially if you're trying to replace your income and get out of your thing fast. Work with someone that can transition you to do that, and you won't get stuck trying to figure it out. Okay. The other thing is you're building a new list. So if you're saying, okay, I'm ready, you've shared it with your current list. Now your messaging is going to have to start changing to what this new thing is. So are you going to keep your same persona on social media, or will you have separate pages with separate conversations? Do you need to change some things? Are you having two brands and eventually you're weaning yourself off of one? Look at what that looks like. My birthing Facebook page and other social media pages, I started slowly transitioning from posting there, and I built out a new page. I didn't keep the same thing on the same page because it was my job to be responsible and not confuse those people that came and said they only wanted information on birthing, for example. Okay. So be really clear of what that looks like. You want to also look at, as you're starting to build out this new list, they're probably not ready to buy right away. So you're going to be doing some educating in your nurturing. A lot of people will call this education-based marketing. Can you outright sell to people new things? Yeah. But if you don't have an audience that is warm, that knows you, that trusts you, that's ready for you, and they've not been educated well, they won't be prepared to buy. They may not know that they're even looking for what it is that you have to offer. But if you know you're strong at getting your message across, and people understand and know what they're looking for, then those people may be ready to buy. So that's where your warmer list, your email list may be like, okay, we already trust her. We know her. And you know what? As a matter of fact, we watched her do this thing, so I'm ready to buy. What made my transition easy is because, again, the people that came from my list for the birthing world, they'd already worked with me in one aspect, but they also watched me running this birthing business, and they saw that I had a good run in that business, meaning they would compliment me on how I structured things, how I showed up, my branding. And so it was an automatic trust for them when I said, let me show you how to build your own thing. So I had a warm market that I could market to right away, and I was able to get clients pretty quickly. So one thing we always ask is, do you have a list? Do you have people that you know that would need something that you have? Those are the easiest people to sell to, but you can't force it on them. They have to know that they want it. And then you're building your cold audience, which takes a little bit longer to nurture and get them to buy. So you have to be prepared to nurture and educate them. The other thing is, when you start making offers, you got to be strong. You can't just kind of be like, oh, I'm new to this, I'm not sure that I should be making this offer. If you have an existing business, you understand that business means you are making money, you're selling. And so you have to be willing to make your offer, but be clear about your industry. How does that industry receive offers? How are they sold to? Are you familiar with the way that they're sold to? I want to make sure that my screen is still up because I'm talking. I see the cameras on, but I don't know that it's showing up here. So, okay. Yes. So how is that industry being sold to? Are you clear on what that looks like? If you're not clear, you need to find mentors or coaches that can get you clear fast. Remember, your goal is to transition from this skill-based thing to this thing you're really passionate about. You can walk it slow. Absolutely. No one ever says that you can't walk it slow. But if you want to make moves and transition pretty rapidly like I did, then you need the support of people that will guide you in that process. So you're not in a place of constantly trying to figure it out on your own. That never works. Okay. The other thing is, once you start making offers and you get these new clients, you're looking at now, what kind of money do I need to be able to replace in the other business? I didn't drop the birthing business and run straight to the coaching business. I started replacing my income in my birthing business, which meant I didn't have to take on as many birthing clients. I transitioned and started referring some of those other people that wanted to work with me to other people in the industry that I had connections with, so that I could focus more on the new business. But I didn't throw it away until I knew that I could replace that money. Now, some coaches and mentors will tell you, don't have the backup plan because it'll make you lazy. You'll have a safety net and you're never going to do good. No, we needed to feed the people in my household. There was not a case where we were throwing it all away. I needed to transition, and I was okay with the transitional style. So you have to know what works for you, your household, your family, and what everyone's going to be in agreement with, especially if you, depending on who's providing the money in the house, what does that need to look like, right? And then you're looking at, once you're replacing that money, you're going to gradually shut things down fully. And be transparent with your old business or your old list or your old clients. If you're fully transitioning, again, be transparent, share that with them. And when you get to that buy-win date, it's done. Cut it off. And you've replaced things, cut it off. I cut it off. And I would say up to 3 to 4 years after I closed my birthing business, I got emails from former clients and other organizations that said, hey, is it possible? Would you be willing to just do this one more thing? And it was hard for me to say no because I knew it was easy money, but I was fully committed to the new piece, my passionate piece, and I decided to focus on that. So you need to know what that looks like for you, where you're willing to focus, and go from there. Guys, if my screen is freezing, let me know. I can't tell. I think it's okay. Good. Okay. And the other thing is just go full throttle. Here's the reason I said the comment about referring people. You're going to be tempted. There's going to be a moment where you realize it's a little bit more challenging to build the new thing. And you will be tempted to look back at the skill-based business and say, I'm going to take one more client. I'm going to take 2 more clients because you're going to want money. I think I probably took one more when I was really in that big phase of the transition. And once I took the client, it reminded me that I am done. I am so over it. I told myself no, but I took it because I got greedy. And I had to really just say to myself, it's not worth it. You will have to say it's cut off. When you cut off the business, cut it all the way off. Unless someone else is going to truly run that business for you. If they're not going to truly run that business for you, cut it off. When the time's up, the time is up. Cut it off so that you don't look back. Because if you look back, you will start questioning yourself. One of the ways that I move through life is I don't look back. I make moves and I don't look back. Because what's the past is the past. I'm looking forward. Where do I want to go? Where do I need to be? And you need to know that for yourself too. So if you are this person, if you are this seasoned entrepreneur that's had a business, you have paying clients, but it's been based off of a skill and you're ready to transition to something that you're more passionate about, but you need guidance with that. This is why I'm here for family-centered women entrepreneurs. I'm here to help you make that move because I know if you have a family, number one, and you're passionate about doing something, number two, you probably need to make that move a little faster. You don't have time to sit online and research day in and day out and think about this thing that you're dreaming of, but instead you need to make it happen. Let's talk about how to transition. Let's talk about how you can make that happen. A way you can do that, you can apply to chat with me at coachwithshayla.com because you need to have a strategy around this. You have to have a strategy around this. What you don't want to do, especially as someone that's done the business, you don't want to go out and just throw yourself out there without a clear strategy because you're already known for doing something wonderful in business. The last thing you want to do is go out and look sloppy in business. So I would highly recommend, if you know this is you're transitioning, you want to transition, this is a time where you want to reach out to someone like myself. Go to coachwithshayla.com and apply to chat with me. What I do want you to know is I prefer that you are this person that either you have an existing business. This could be you too. You have an existing business, but maybe the way that your existing business is set up is taking a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. Your pricing could be different. You still want to talk to me because I can help you to reshape things in your current business so that you have more time for you, you have more money, you have more freedom, and you have more happiness. There's nothing worse than a miserable entrepreneur. It doesn't work. That's why we have a very high level of entrepreneurs that are not excited, or the isolation can make you feel horrible. Depression is terrible in the entrepreneurial world. So we need to figure out ways to do business better so that we have better outcomes, not only for ourselves, but for the clients that you're serving. Because part of you serving is showing up 100% ready and willing to do the work. And I want that for you. So I hope that this has been an inspiring conversation for you and something that helps you to realize some of the actions you need to take. I'm going to read the comments here. It makes great sense. Thank you so much. 2 brands. Yeah. What does it look like? It looks like a really small transition. I can tell you one of the things if you're asking, what did it look like when I had both companies? It really looked like me not talking about the former company because I had enough leads coming in. So I didn't have to talk about that anymore. I let that company kind of run and feed my email list, and I got my leads. I answered those leads, and I actually got people booked. I sold to them, but I did not spend my time marketing that company. Instead, I spent my time marketing the new company that I was passionate about. And you have to be clear. And so here's a good point. I'm glad you asked that question. If you're out networking, for example, what you don't want to do is go into the room and say, "Hi, I'm Shayla Boyd-Gill, the birth diva that teaches childbirth educating. And I come to your birth to help you have a baby. And also I teach you how to run a business," because that will cause confusion. You don't want to confuse your audience. So if you are transitioning, figure out which one is of most importance to talk about. And I would think if you're trying to transition to this new thing, that's the conversation you want to have, because that's what you want to be known for. If there are indications that you're in a room where this other brand would serve the people best, that's what you talk about. But when you're online, you're marketing, be really clear. When I stopped talking about the birthing services, I stopped. And so even on my personal timeline, people were looking like, "Oh, are you still doing that?" And I started telling the truth. No, I'm not. So be clear about what that is. I'm not in London. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. So I hope again that this conversation is helpful. If you know other people that this would benefit, please be sure, do me a favor and share this with your audience. If you need to talk to me, go to coachwithshayla.com. And other than that, I'll talk to you later. Oh, one more thing. If you also are looking for things on pricing, if you need more information on pricing, how you can transition to a higher ticket program, you can always on this page go to the top. If you hit the button, you have our freedom guide there, and that talks a little bit about pricing, your pricing structure, especially if you have a high ticket program or things of that nature. So use the resources. They're here. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.